Hello, this is over and over again the Positive Arsenal channel. We're live, and this is going to be the Slavia Prague versus Arsenal live watch-along, Europa League quarter-final second leg. Hello, good evening. I'm Richard. Welcome back to my channel over and over again, the Positive Arsenal channel. This is, I say, the live watch along, Slavia Prague versus Arsenal. How are you all feeling? Are you confident or are you a bit nervous? I'm a little bit more nervous now I've seen the team. If you haven't seen them, these are your lineups for tonight's game. So, in fact, Mikel Arteta has made just one change from the team that played at Sheffield United. That sees Emil Smith-Rowe come in for Martinelli. Possibly he might even be on the left-hand side with Saka in the number 10 role as he did play on the weekend, or obviously Smith-Rowe being the number 10 with Saka on the left. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work yet. Of course, maybe Pepe might be on the left and Saka on the right. So there's a few things to have a look at there. Defensively, Xhaka against left back. He did play well against Sheffield United, but he wasn't really tested defensively, was he? It just seems strange to me a little bit that we've got Chambers and Xhaka at two fullbacks. Neither of them two is their natural position, and there's two fullbacks on the bench with Bellerin and Cedric. So a little bit surprised about that. You know, our attacking play down the wide areas with the fullbacks getting forward is a good way of us scoring a lot of goals, isn't it? You know, over the last few years. So having two more defensive fullbacks, maybe that is that the right tactic for a game when we need to score at least one goal? I'm not sure, but we'll see how it works out anyway. Slavia Prague, they've made two changes from last week. Kuchka up front has come back in, and Sevic as well on the, I think he's on the left, isn't he? They've both come in for Oscar and Simmer, who played in the first leg last week. Other than that, it's the same side for Slavia Prague as well. Obviously, it's a massive game, isn't it, for Arsenal? Really big game. Looking forward to it, but yes, I'm certainly nervous about it. Just before we start, I just really wanted to. Obviously, today is an anniversary, isn't it? So I did just want to do this just before we get on with the game.
A good season, or very much an under par one. We're back shortly for kickoff.
So yeah, 32 years ago today, obviously, was that I was at Highbury that day. Actually, we played Newcastle in the first division, and as it was, Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final, and the news started to come through of what was going on. Although it didn't really become clear exactly what happened until much later on. But yeah, very shocking day it was, wasn't it? As we all know, and thankfully, of course, nothing like that will ever happen again at football because of the way the stadiums have changed and everything else. So it's always a sad day, isn't it? Anyone that was at football in the 1980s really felt that, because we knew that it could easily have been us. Everyone who'd been at football in the 80s probably experienced a moment that, with hindsight looking back, you know, we were all maybe fairly close to being involved in something similar. So obviously a lot of good things have come out of it in the end in terms of the safety at football now and what have you. So, but it's important that we never forget what happened that day, and of course all those 96 people as well. So I just really wanted to do that before we start. So yeah, it's obviously a massive game for us tonight, isn't it? We have to get through. Our season rests on this now, doesn't it? Such a big game. I mean, I can't think of too many bigger games, actually more important games that we've had in the last couple of years, certainly. Even some of the FA Cup games last year, maybe not quite on the same level. European trophy, something that we haven't won enough of in our history, have we? Just those two, and haven't won any at all since 1994. So it is something that we really need to improve our record in European competition. So this is a big game. It's a really important game, and it's massively important for Mikel Arteta as well, because if we get knocked out tonight, then you have to wonder what the future is going to hold for him. And maybe it's a brave team he's picked in many ways, and it probably is, actually, when you think about what's at stake for him personally as well. So yeah, it's a good test, I think, for us tonight, and it's going to be a big difficult game, as we know. There's a comment earlier from Scott, of course, from the Red Cannon. He's doing his own watch along. He says, "Good luck, Richard. See you on the other side." Yeah, hopefully we might speak later. Actually, I know you're doing a show afterwards. I might pop on afterwards if I'm in the mood, depending on how it goes. Obviously, in the next 90 minutes or possibly 2 hours as well. There could be extra time, of course, as we know, and penalties. Just for people maybe aren't aware or not quite sure of how the scoring system works in European competition, I'm sure you all do, but because Slavia Prague scored in the away leg, we have to score. So a 0-0 draw, Slavia Prague go through on away goals. A high scoring draw such as 2-2 would put us through on away goals. If it finishes 1-1, of course, it go to extra time, and if it stays 1-1, it will then be penalties. And of course, whoever wins this game on the night, either way, will go through as well. So that's all the different scenarios that can play out. So the bottom line is Arsenal have to score. Simple as that. It doesn't matter about anything else. If we don't score, we're out. Regardless of what Slavia do. So we have to score a goal. We've got some good attacking players in the team tonight. Pepe, Smith Rowe, Saka, Lacazette. There's goals in that team. I say there's not going to be as much threat from the fullbacks as we would normally maybe expect when we're attacking, but again, maybe it's a little bit. Scott would like it, a risk aversion from Arteta again, maybe in a way. And yeah, we've got to keep ourselves in the game. It'd be pointless going gung ho and going 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes, but we do need to score at some stage. We have got some players on the bench who can maybe come on and make a difference. Martinelli's the main one. I'm a little bit surprised he's not started, if I'm honest. I don't know what you guys think. But anyway, I mean, Smith Rowe's come back in and maybe his creativity is going to be important in this game. Martinelli maybe can come on later on if we need the goal and maybe just seal it for us later on. Perhaps that's what the plan is, maybe, and let's hope that it works, because I say Mikel Arteta's either going to be a genius if it works or not. He might be signing on tomorrow. Terry's in the chat. He says nearly made it on time. So no, you have made it on time. We haven't really started yet, have we? So you are on time. And I'm not starting again anyway. Messed up my prediction. Still think a 3-1 in 90 minutes. Well, I mean, possibly it would be nice, wouldn't it? 3-1. I'm not quite convinced that it's going to be as comfortable as that. I think it's going to go down to the wire, if I'm honest. But we'll see. I mean, I think it's important that we keep ourselves in the game. We don't need an early goal, do we? We've got 90 minutes to score. Obviously, I don't want to leave it to the 90th minute because I don't think my nerves could take it. But we don't need to go flying out at the beginning, do we? And throw everything forward. We need to keep ourselves in it, and the chances will come as they did last week. And we should have, as we all know, scored 3 or 4 more goals last week. And if we get similar amount of chances tonight, I'm sure we'll get the goals that we need to send us through. But they're going to be a threat as well. We saw last week on the counter-attack. I thought they were very reserved, actually, Slavia last week. And it was only when we scored that they realised they needed a goal, and they got one. So I'm sure tonight they're going to keep it fairly tight. I mean, a clean sheet for them sends them through, doesn't it? So they have got a great record at home. Let's not forget. They haven't lost at home since November 2019. And that was in Europe as well. Inter Milan were the last team to win in this stadium. They've never actually lost a game with no fans in either. So, but anyway, it's going to be a difficult game. Let's not make any, let's not try and dress it up any other way. It's going to be a really, really tough game. We're going to have to be at our best if we're going to get the right result and get through. And let's hope we can do it. It's a lineup that's got goals in it. Let's be clear about that. But also, it's a lineup that worries me defensively. There's not a lot of pace there. And I'm a little bit concerned about that. But anyway, let's hope that we can do it. Shane in the chat there says, Arteta really don't know his strongest team. Strongest 11 he can make from available players. Sorry, I couldn't really see that properly there. Hopefully, I have enough to win. Yeah, hopefully we do. I'm sure that we do. And Terry says there, what do you think of Leno's comments today? Yeah, I mean, I think it was yesterday, wasn't it? The comments were made yesterday. I think it was out in the press today. Yeah, little bit worrying for me, isn't it? Because there does seem to be a few issues behind the scenes, maybe, and that might explain a few issues in terms of the performances as well. Maybe, I'm not sure. there does seem to be a little bit of players maybe aren't as happy as maybe they should be, and I don't know. Maybe we're reading more into it than that. Maybe it wasn't. He didn't mean anything by it at all. He was just asked a question and he answered it. Maybe I'm not sure if we need to read too much into it, but it's a little bit concerning, isn't it? Because it isn't the first thing to come out from players in the last sort of year or so, is it? So I'm not sure. I don't want to read too much into it at this moment in time, but it's a little bit of a worry for me. So we were about 2 minutes away from the kickoff now. It looks like it's been raining actually in Prague, beautiful city, of course, in the Czech Republic. Arsenal never lost in this city, never even conceded a goal. We've only played Slavia once, of course. That was a 0-0 draw here in the Champions League in 2007. That was, and we have won 3 times in Prague against the rival Sparta. So we have got a decent record away in Prague. Let's hope that can continue tonight and we can get the result. I don't want none of this high-scoring draw business. I want us to win the game 2-0 and just be comfortable. But I'm not assuming it's going to be like that at all. They've got a team up there as though it's 3 at the back, actually. I'm not sure whether that's true. With Mari, Holding and Chambers, with Xhaka, Partey and Ceballos as a 3 in midfield. And then Smith Rowe and Saka wide of Pepe and Lacazette. I'm not really sure if that's how we're going to line up. But maybe it is, we'll see. That would be certainly something a bit different, wouldn't it? From Mikel Arteta. That actually would be a little bit better in terms of getting a forward on the wide areas, which I was saying before, seemed to be lacking with Chambers and Xhaka at fullbacks. So maybe that is how we're going to line up. But it'd be interesting to see how that works, actually. But anyway, let's see once we get going exactly how that's going to play out. But it is only one change to the 11, of course. There seems to be some sort of, I don't know if it's a minute's silence or is it, oh, I see, it's taking a knee, but Slavia Prague aren't doing that. They're all standing together in a line in the centre circle instead. That's their way of dealing with racism. And obviously it's been a bit of an issue, hasn't it, for them, as we know. Don't really want to get into that too much. Just want to concentrate on the football really for now. That's maybe a conversation for another day. Of course, we know the guy got a 10-match ban, which probably isn't enough, as I think is obvious. But anyway, that's for another day, as I say. Lacazette is our captain tonight, as expected, obviously, without Aubameyang, who apparently is still ill, if indeed he is ill at all. Terry says, come on, you're going to come on. So it's a big game, this, isn't it? Arsenal are going to be kicking off, attacking the goal to our left in this first half. We're in the blue kit, the one that's hanging up behind me there. And Slavia Prague are in the red and white kit, which is quite nice, to be fair. Any kit that's red and white is fine by me. So we'll see exactly how Arsenal are lined up. It looks maybe a little bit as though it is a back 3, possibly. Anyway, we have kicked off. We're away in this big quarter-final second leg. To say Arsenal do need a goal at some stage during this game. So let's see. Actually, what I will do, I will put the score up, actually, because I think that's quite important as well, just in case anybody is coming in later and wants to see the score. So there we go. So obviously it is 0-0, but we've only just started. So yeah, let's hope that we can put in a performance tonight that we need to do to get the result. I'm just trying to work out how we've lined up actually, whether it is the 3 at the back and the sort of 3 in midfield with the 2 wide players pushed up. Let's have a look and see. Pepe just won the ball high up the pitch there, actually done well. Looks like Pepe's on the left in these early stages, which is the near side as we look at the screen. So yeah, we'll have to look and see how we lined up defensively actually. Xhaka's taking his throw, which is sort of in line with the penalty area, the Slavia penalty area. And he is very wide, but that's a good ball actually. Pepe inside the penalty area, and I don't know if it was a cross. I think it was looking for Lacazette. It's got deflected behind Arsenal. We're going to have a corner inside the first 2 minutes. Pretty good start from Arsenal actually. We've taken the game to Slavia right from the start, and we have got a corner very early on, which Dani Ceballos is going to take from his near side. He's going to swing it in with his right foot by the look of it. Can we get someone on the end of this? It needs a good delivery. Our corner delivery hasn't been great this season. It's into the near post. It wasn't a bad delivery, but Slavia have cleared it away, but not very far. Only to Saka now. Smith Rowe, his first touch, obviously since coming back from injury, and it wasn't a great ball actually. It put Mari under pressure, but he did well. Actually, it might have been Xhaka actually, but Xhaka did well. And the ball's currently back with the Slavia goalkeeper Kolar, of course, looking with his Petr Cech head guard on, of course, which looks pretty good. Terry in the chat there says, have they got Batman in goal? Well, yeah, possibly. I think it's more Petr Cech for me. Every time I see a goalkeeper wearing one of them head protectors, that always reminds me of Petr Cech, of course, who wore that for the last 10 years. He let us over his career, didn't he? After that terrible injury he got at Reading, wasn't it? I think when he played for Chelsea. So yeah, I always think of him when I see that. But yeah, I think Xhaka seems to be at left back at the moment. They haven't really attacked yet to really know exactly how defensively we're lined up, but I do get the feeling that he is left back actually. The ball's currently back with Bernd Leno for the first time. And yes, it looks as though it is a back four. Once again, BT have got their kind of team line-up wrong. And it is a back four by the look of it, with Xhaka at left back, Chambers at right back, and Mari and Holding in the centre, with Partey and Ceballos as the midfields pivot, with Smith Rowe in the number 10 position, and Pepe's on the left and Saka on the right in these early stages by the look of it so far. We'll see how that plays out. Obviously, we've got a lot of different options. Players can change around a bit, can't they? Pepe and Saka can change wings, of course, as well. And of course, Martinelli's on the bench. Balogun's on the bench as well, actually. That's what I better mention him. Of course, he did sign his new contract, didn't he, this week? Ties him into the club until 2024, I think it is, isn't it? Or 2025. So it's good news. He's a good young player, and the worst case scenario is at least it means if he does leave in the next couple of years, we're going to be able to get some decent money for him. But he does need to be playing more first team football, doesn't he? He's had a couple of appearances in the Europa League. Of course, he did score 2 goals, didn't he, in his competition in the group stage against very weak opposition. It does have to be said, but you can only play with what's in front of you, and he did score 2 good goals actually. So he's definitely got potential to be a good player for us in the future. And I say we have got him tied onto a new deal as well, which I'm sure is good news for everybody involved. Let's just hope he can have an impact in the team possibly next season. But anyway, Slavia now coming forward. They're inside the penalty area. Ball came across there, but it was well defended actually by Pablo Mari, and free kicks been given to Arsenal anyway. A shot came in from Slavia there, which went just wide of a post from Sevic, who's just come in. Actually, he came off the bench last week. He started this game. It was a foul there on Pablo Mari, just on the edge of the penalty area, and the shot came in, and it went well wide of the post from Sevic, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal anyway, just inside the penalty area. So 5 minutes played in Prague. It is still 0-0, which means on aggregate it's 1-1. So at the moment, Slavia are going through, of course, but it's very early days. We do need to score a goal at some stage this evening. More than one would be much appreciated. Great Xhaka now. It does look like, I say, he's playing in the left-back position. Danny Ceballos plays a good ball up the line, actually, to Pepe on this left-hand side. He's got a defender in front of him. Cuts inside. Plays a square ball, actually, to Ceballos again. But Ceballos is robbed. Good, actually, work there by the midfield player, Stanius, for Slavia Prague there. Worked hard for the team and won the ball back off Ceballos on the edge of the area. I don't know if he was maybe looking at having a shot perhaps there, Danny Ceballos. Had a good game, didn't he, on Sunday at Sheffield United, I thought. I actually gave him man of the match. I thought it was a good performance by him. We need to see more of that, though, don't we, on a more consistent basis. And tonight would be a great time, of course, to do that, won't it? If at all possible, because we need a big performance from everybody in this game. It's not been a bad start from Arsenal. 6 minutes gone. There's not really been any chances. Arsenal had that one corner, which was defended pretty well in the end by Slavia Prague. But we picked the ball up in midfield again. Danny Ceballos tried to thread it through to Lacazette, but a Slavia body there got in the way, and they will try and come forward themselves now. Be interesting to see what Slavia's approach is, of course, because they don't need to score, do they? They just need to keep a clean sheet. And they are strong defensively, certainly. They only conceded 1 goal in 4 games against Leicester and Rangers in this competition in the previous 2 rounds. So it's it's not going to be easy for us tonight to get the goal that we need, or maybe more than one we might need. We'll see how the game plays out, of course, as we go along. But it's been a reasonably bright start from Arsenal. At the moment, Slavia seem to be quite happy to just keep possession in their own half and not take too many risks. They had that one attack where, in the end, it was a foul, of course, on Mari, which led to an Arsenal free kick. And Mari has just actually put the ball out for a throw there. Not quite sure what he was doing, but anyway, it's a throw to Slavia Prague just in line with our penalty on this near side. They're right. Manchester United have just gone 1-0 up on the night. So that's 3-0 to them on aggregate. It looks like they're almost certainly in the semi-final. We kind of knew they would be anyway. Are we going to join them? No, this is the question. Slavia coming forward again down that far side, but it was good play actually there from Rob Holding. Clears the ball up to halfway. And Slavia will go back to their goalkeeper, Kola, who's quite a way outside his penalty, of course, I say, with his Petr Cech head protector on. Terry's back in the chat again. He says he's moved his laptop. No worries at all. So anyway, Leno's currently got the ball inside the Arsenal penalty area. It's not under any pressure at all. Is it a free kick? No, it's not. He just plays it out to this near side to Granit Xhaka, plays it into Lacazette, who's very deep. Now Dani Ceballos, who's sort of playing on the left actually more, as he did, of course, against Sheffield United, well, didn't he? Thomas Partey then pings the ball over to the far side towards Bukayo Saka. He does well to keep it in actually. And now Arsenal trying to come forward, back with Thomas Partey in the middle of the park, finds Dani Ceballos, who's come inside now. Now it's out on this near side to Nicolas Pepe. He's going to run past the defender. He's certainly got the pace to do that. Instead, he comes back to Ceballos again. Some good movement by Smith Rowe in front of him, but Ceballos held onto the ball a little bit too long there, perhaps. But Thomas Partey now finds Callum Chambers. He puts a cross in towards Lacazette. Lacazette is crowded out a little bit there by two defenders, and he couldn't quite make anything of that. It was a decent ball actually there from Callum Chambers. Of course, he did get 2 assists, didn't he, from the right-back position at West Ham recently in that crazy 3-3 draw. Of course, a 3-3 draw would be a good result for us tonight, wouldn't it? But not sure I'd quite like to be 3-0 down in this game. I've got to be honest. But anyway, let's hope that doesn't happen. Doesn't look like it in these opening sort of 9.5 minutes, really. It doesn't look as though Slavia are particularly fussed about scoring. I mean, there wasn't last week either, were they? They were patient. And they looked as though they were going to get the 0-0 draw, which I'm sure they wouldn't have minded. But as it's turned out, of course, the 1-1 result probably a better result for them anyway. But yeah, they don't seem too bothered about attacking. They're just going to look like they're going to try and keep the ball and allow us to create the chances ourselves. So they are very organised. I thought that last week, although we did, of course, open their defence up on 2 or 3 occasions, but mainly later on in the game when we brought the substitutes on, and that was, of course, when we got the goal. Of course, there's no Aubameyang this week, is there, due to this illness that he's apparently been suffering from. But we've just given the ball away in midfield, and Thomas Partey's given away a free kick on the halfway line. It wasn't a great ball, actually. I think it might have been Ceballos. Actually, it was Pepe, and Thomas Partey was stretching for the ball, and he was never going to get there. And it is a free kick to Slavia, which they've taken quickly, but gone backwards and sideways, which seems to be their kind of tactics in this game. And you can probably understand it. I'm sure if we were in the same situation, that's what we would try and do for as long as possible. I mean, it's their job to frustrate us, isn't it, I guess, and to get the clean sheet that they need. But we'll see as the game goes on. I'm sure it will start to open up a bit more later on. We're going to have to, at some point, take a few more risks if we're going to get a goal, aren't we? But we'll see how the game plays out anyway. I mean, we did take us 86 minutes to score last week, didn't it? And it doesn't matter when we get the goal, but I don't want to leave it that late, if I'm totally honest. But we'll see. As long as you get the right result in here, that's what matters. It doesn't matter when you score the goal, does it? Obviously, on the anniversary of Hillsborough, I suppose the Forks do go to the Anfield game where we needed a 2-0 away win. We only need a 1-0 away win on this particular occasion, but we were patient that night, wasn't we? We didn't come flying out. We got the goals at the right time, and if you want to get a winning goal, score it in the last minute, and the other team haven't got a chance to come back, have they? So if that's going to be the case tonight, so be it. But you do worry with this team whether they've got that in them to to get the late goal if it's needed, because we haven't done it too often, have we, under Mikel Arteta. But anyway, that's all for a bit later on in the evening. At the moment, it's only 12 minutes played, coming up for 12 minutes. And it's been a very cagey opening period of this game, actually. Neither team look as though they want to take too many chances, too many risks. And there hasn't really been neither defence has been really put under any pressure yet. So we've had that one corner, and Slavia had that one attack, didn't they? Which in the end it was a free kick that we got. But yeah, it's been a rather cagey opening. But Slavia, they're coming forward down this near side with Barr, with the fullback actually got forward. I'm not sure he'll be doing that too many times in this game. Now we've got a chance to break away with Nicolas Pepe. Good defending actually there from the Hiramida, the midfield holding midfield player for Slavia Prague. He did a good job there on Nicolas Pepe to prevent the counter attack for Arsenal. The ball now back with Kolar, the Czech goalkeeper, and he's just kicked it straight out for a throw to Arsenal over on that far side. So we're going all the way back to Bertolello. So neither team are really taking too many risks, are they, in these opening 13 minutes or so? Which is fine. I mean, you know, we just need to keep ourselves in the game and not do anything stupid, and not that a goal from Slavia makes an awful lot of difference, because we still need to score. But anyway, let's see what happens. Lacazette there gave the ball away, but he has managed to win it back. But Slavia in midfield, a good biting tackle actually. Thomas Partey there won the ball back in midfield, and now Arsenal can break forward. Smith Rowe on that far side plays it to Saka outside him, just into the penalty area. Saka cuts inside on his left foot, drills a shot, he's hit the post, and Smith Rowe scores. The follow-up, the away goal, we've got the goal, 14 minutes played. It's Emil Smith Rowe. Saka hit the post, it came back, and Smith Rowe couldn't miss. It was a similar goal actually to the Martinelli one at the weekend, in the sense it was a follow-up into an open net. Saka did really well there on that right-hand side, cut in, left foot shot, came back off the post. And it's a great shot that, maybe the goalie touched it onto the post possibly, but it fell nicely to Smith Rowe. Easy follow-up. He just checked across to check that he wasn't offside, which he wasn't. Actually, it was a good save by the keeper. The keeper pushed it onto the post. And there was Smith Rowe to justify his inclusion in the team, hasn't he? I think a few of us were a little bit... Oh, hang on. Is there going to be a VAR? There's a VAR check going on at this moment in time. I'm assuming it's for an offside. We haven't actually seen any replays that suggest if he was offside or not. So there's a little bit of confusion at the moment whether this goal is going to stand. But we'll see what's going to happen here. So it's a check. It does look as though everybody's lined up ready for the kickoff, as though the players believe it's a goal. But I guess VAR. We've not seen a replay of it yet, actually, which is quite frustrating to know how much likely it is to be chalked off. Not really sure what's going on yet. Nobody knows what's happening. This is the problem with VAR, isn't it? It takes away the excitement of a goal, because is it a goal, is it not a goal? We still don't know. The referee is obviously waiting for instruction from above. The players are looking a little bit confused, as we all are at this moment in time. Not really, I say they're not showing any replays either, so I can't really tell you whether or not it looks like it's going to be given or not. It's impossible to know. But anyway, let's see what's going to happen. Well, he's got a VAR. It's offside. He's disallowed it. He's disallowed it for offside. I want to see a replay of that, because wow, that was unbelievable. Actually, it took 2 or 3 minutes there to come to that decision. I'm guessing it's a tight one. We haven't seen a replay from the angle that's going to tell us whether or not that was harsh or not, really. But anyway, VAR has disallowed the goal. We're back where we started. It is still 0-0. We haven't got the away goal we thought we had, and I say I'm not quite sure whether that decision was right or not. We'll no doubt see at some point this evening. But is that going to be an important turning point in this tie? Really well worked goal, actually. It was a great save from the goalkeeper. He pushed Saka's shot onto the post and came out to Smith Rowe to tap in. It must have been Smith Rowe who was offside. Christopher in the chat there says he thinks we got a goal. Unfortunately, yeah, we all did briefly think we had and we haven't. But anyway, let's see if we can get one now. Pepe crosses it in. Oh, it's well defended actually there by the Slavia defence. Pepe put a good ball across the 6-yard box. Well defended. Callum Chambers tries to play it through Smith Rowe again on the edge of the penalty area. He's crowded out by 2 or 3 Prague players. He's still got the ball, slips it in to Pepe. And Pepe scores this time. Is this a goal? He actually looked a little bit offside. But is this one going to count? We've scored twice in the first 18 minutes, although the first one was disallowed.
I was almost yelling Pepe to go down to the challenge.
Smith Rowe did really well again, actually. He had 3 players around him. Oh, was he onside? He took his time, Pepe, there, but he's found the corner of the net. It was a nice little touch, actually. He looked as though he may have been more offside than Smith Rowe. But anyway, obviously, this one looks like it's going to count. And he found space and drilled it in. And looks like this goal is going to count. Well, brilliant work from Smith Rowe. It's going to be checked, actually, for offside. He actually looked more offside than Smith Rowe. So let's... this goal does count. This one does count. And it is a goal, and it's been fully deserved because the one we just had 2 minutes ago as well, that was disallowed. So the away goal has been cancelled out now. So it's just a matter now. We need a clean sheet to go through. And let's see what happens now. Very, very strange bit of play there, wasn't it? A strange couple of minutes there. We scored. It was given, then it was disallowed by VAR. We scored again. It then again went to VAR, and this one did count. I would like to see the actual line replays of both of those 2 goals, actually. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward again now with Smith Rowe. This is a great start now. The ball's into the penalty. Saka, is he brought down? It's a penalty. He's given a penalty. This is Arsenal going through, surely now. Less than 20 minutes gone. Saka was brought down there. Was it Smith Rowe with the run into the box? Smith Rowe's had a brilliant start to this game. And we've got a penalty. How can VAR give offside and not show it? Says Terry. Yeah, no, exactly. I'm not sure how they can. I mean, he didn't actually really touch Saka there, really. And in fact, the ball came back to Pepe, who may well have scored, but the referee's already blown for the penalty. And Terry says, who's doing VAR? Kevin Friend, quite possibly. But anyway, we've got a penalty now, so don't worry about that. And Haramadar's got a yellow card for that foul on Saka. So we've got a great chance here to go 2-0 up and not only cancel out the one away goal, but get an away goal ourselves that kind of puts us in control of this game. It's Lacazette who's going to take this penalty, of course, to make up for that miss last week and add to the 2 goals he scored at the weekend. He needs to put this away, Lacazette. The semi-final is at stake here. This surely will put us through. And he scores, and it's there. It's 2-0, 20 minutes played. Lacazette with a penalty. Arsenal in total control of this game now. Absolutely on easy street. Wasn't expecting a start like this, I've got to be honest. We've actually had the ball in the net 3 times already. 2 of them have counted, and we're in total control of this game. It looks like a European semi-final is coming. Another one. It's been a while, hasn't it, since we got to a European semi-final. So it was a fairly slow start to the game, but Arsenal have come to life. We've got the 2 away goals, and surely that's it now. You can't see Slavia coming back into this. Terry said it was going to be 3-1. Well, you did, and who knows? I don't really want to concede a goal now, but Slavia now need 3 to go through. There's certainly enough time. Just can't honestly see it happening. I've got to be totally honest. I think we we're through. I'm going to be optimistic and bold. I'm going to say that we're through now. I can't see Slavia scoring 3 goals. They're certainly going to have to throw everything at it now, aren't they? They're going to have to take a lot more risk, and that's going to leave them vulnerable to the counter-attack, and we could end up winning this even more comfortably. But let's not get too carried away yet, I guess. There is a long way to go in this game. About 70 minutes still. Pepe now is coming forward down his left-hand side again. Got that all-important opening goal, didn't he, Nicolas Pepe, straight after the disallowed one from Smith Rowe, who's had a hand in all of the goals, actually. Scored that first one that was disallowed, set up the second one, which counted, and played a big part in the move that led to Saka getting brought down for the penalty, which has put us now in total control of this game. Pepe now looking to get in down this fast near side, but he's actually offside that time, and that was given, and it's a free kick to Slavia Prague. Just to put this in perspective, I've said Slavia hasn't lost at home in any competition. And they've just shown the replay there of Smith Rowe's offside goal. Very, very tight. But I suppose that's what VAR does. It gives those decisions, doesn't it? I'd like to see the Pepe one because he actually looked more offside, didn't he? But anyway, one of them had to count, I suppose, and luckily it has, and we've since doubled the lead, and so we're in total control now. I almost feel like a bit more relaxed. I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of relaxed now and feeling as though we can maybe enjoy these last 20 minutes or so of this game without too much to worry about. But we've certainly seen some strange results this season, haven't we? So let's still be cool, because I say Slavia haven't lost at home, have they, for a year and a half? So they're not used to being in this position. So let's see what they've got about them. Let's see what they've got. Bear in mind, Leicester couldn't score here in their game in one of the earlier rounds, and we've scored 2 in the first 20 minutes or so. In fact, we did score 3, but one of them, unfortunately, was disallowed. They're also coming forward again. I think if we get another one, I'm sure Slavia's heads will go down. Saka now down this right-hand side. Cuts inside. Is Saka going to have a chance now? It's a great goal and it's 3-0. That's it. It's all over. We're absolutely ripping them to pieces in this game. Saka with that goal. Slavia have got no answer to this enthusiastic young Arsenal attack. Absolutely brilliant. We're ripping them to pieces. And I think that their heads are going to go down now. And that's it. Game over for me. We are through to the semi-final. And it's been a fantastic opening 25 minutes here. Ceballos then with the assist. Saka cut inside and finished at the near post. What a great finish that is from Saka. He's got a few goals, hasn't he, in this competition this season. Of course, an important one away in Benfica as well in an earlier round, didn't he? So, fantastic goal from him. And it's looking like being a fantastic night for Arsenal. Absolutely. We're just ripping them to pieces. It's great football, some great goals, and I say Slavia just cannot live with us at all. They now need 4 goals to go through. Terry says there he's changed his mind. It could be 5 or 6. I think the Slavia heads are going to go down. Actually, you got that feeling after the penalty, and I mean, you can understand why, that they know that the chance of them going through now is virtually 0. I think they're going to get frustrated, and let's just hope that we can take advantage of that. We don't need to score any more goals now, do we? We just don't need to do anything silly. Just see this out for the last 25 minutes, and yeah, sorry, last 65 minutes, not 25 minutes. 25 minutes have gone. But that was not a bad 10 minutes out from Arsenal, was it? Absolutely brilliant, and that actually seals the deal. You think how poor we were for so long in last week's game. We're also frustrated with that last minute equaliser that Slavia got, but we did have chances before that, didn't we? I mean, a lot of people felt last week we could have scored 3 or 4 in that game, but we scored 3 tonight and had 1 disallowed, and we've not even played half an hour yet. And I say it's just a matter now of just managing this game well now, isn't it? But what a 10 minutes that was from Arsenal. 3 goals and 1 disallowed. Just absolutely ripped them to pieces. And this is a team, bearing in mind, that haven't lost at home. And they're just diving them as well now, bar their The fullback was diving. Lacazette now coming forward down this near side. It's another great counter-attack from Arsenal. We've got players over. Saka's over. Smith Rowe as well. Saka now on that far side. He's got Chambers outside him. He finds Chambers inside the penalty area. Oh, Chambers ball across the box. Would have been a tap-in for Smith Rowe. But it was defended actually well by Borrell. And it's going to be a corner to Arsenal. What a counter-attack that was. We have been better away from home all season, actually. And then Saka there played it into Chambers, and Smith Rowe would have had another tap in actually. Would have probably counted this one. Good defending there by the fullback for Slavia Prague. Chambers bust the gut then to get forward and support that attack, and it almost gave him another assist. But it's a corner to Arsenal instead, which is going to be taken by Dani Ceballos on the far side. It'll be an outswinger with his right foot. Let's see how this goes. Can we get even more goals in this game? Corner comes into the near post, but it's just going to roll out for a goal kick to Prague. So Teresa says, you reckon that we should keep Laka and sell Aubameyang? That's certainly looking away at the moment, isn't it? Aubameyang, once again, we're playing well without him in the team, aren't we? That was a lovely goal from Saka there, cutting in from that right-hand side. He gave the keeper the eyes as though he was going to go across the far post and then just rolled it in at the near post. Absolutely brilliant. So it's going to be another semi-final appearance for Arsenal. We've certainly become a cup team, haven't we, over the last 7 or 8 seasons? When you look at the cup finals that we've reached, all those FA Cups, of course, 4 FA Cup finals since 2014, and we reached a League Cup final as well. We've reached a Europa League final as well, haven't we? All in the last 6, 7 years, and now we're going to be in another semi-final. Looking like it might well be a meeting with Unai Emery. If ever a team are going to be fired up to win, it's going to be a team managed by Unai Emery, isn't it? So let's see what happens with that. I mean, they were 1-0 up from the first leg away from home against the team that knocked out Spurs. That's so insignificant, I can't even remember their name. But anyway, we've got a throw at the moment, which Callum Chambers has taken up the line. Good throw, actually, to Saka, but he was crowded out a little bit. And Slavia got the ball, but their heads have clearly gone in this game. And it's just really if Arsenal want to score any more goals, or is that going to be it for the night? Which would be... The funny thing was, I didn't want to say this earlier, but I had a premonition earlier when I was cooking me dinner that Arsenal would go through 5-2 on aggregate. And I don't know what made me think that, which is actually, of course, a 4-1 win tonight. And it's currently 3-0, so maybe that could actually happen. I wish I'd put some money on it now. But anyway, it will no doubt end 3-0 because that tends to happen, doesn't it? When you get goals early on, you just see out the game. But we'll see. I think if Slavia's heads go even more, then we could get some more goals. We've certainly ripped them apart in this opening half an hour. It's only half an hour played. It seems incredible, doesn't it? Slavia, Prague, 0, Arsenal 3. And of course, if you remember, I said before, we haven't ever conceded a goal in this city. This will be our 5th visit here for a European game. We've won 3 of the previous 4 and a 0-0 draw. Of course, last time we played Slavia, of course, we did beat them 7-0 as well, didn't we, at the Emirates, if you remember, in that Champions League campaign. That was the first time, actually, Slavia ever reached the group stage of the Champions League, that was. And, we beat them 7-0. Great performance that was. This performance is up there with that, isn't it, so far, certainly, the way that we've ripped them apart. And I'm sure no one was expecting us to be 3-0 up within 25 minutes of this game. But anyway, we need to enjoy it and just ease through now the rest of this game. And I say not do anything silly. But Slavia have just given the ball away again. I think their heads have gone completely. And the manager is still shouting instructions from the sidelines, but I think it's going to be in vain for them, isn't it, on this particular occasion. Granit Xhaka there puts a long ball forward towards Saka, but it's cut out well again by Boville, this fullback, who's got forward well here, actually. It's a good ball inside. It's the first real threatening move that Slavia have made. And Callum Chambers clears it up. And then Rob Holding clears the ball over halfway. This is so comfortable, this, for Arsenal. As I say, if we want, you can see us going on and scoring a load more goals. And we're coming forward again, but Lacazette's touch there was a little bit heavy, looking for Ceballos, but it's been picked up by Olayinka for Slavia Prague. But again, Arsenal won the ball back well. Thomas Partey plays the ball to Pepe down his near side. Has he got the pace to get away from the fullback? Not quite. But every time they give the ball away, Slavia Prague, or every time we win the ball back, we're getting lots of men forward, lots of bodies forward, and they can't really live with us. But yeah, it's a throw on. It's a throw to us on this near side, which Granit Xhaka is going to take. And James Payne is in the chat. How are you doing, James? Thanks for tuning in. It's not been a bad opening half an hour, is it? Let's be honest. Pretty good stuff. And we're coming forward again here. Ball played out to the far side. A crossing from Chambers, but again, it's defended at the near post. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal. This is becoming a very, very one-sided game. And luckily, it's in the right side. Very, very good performances from Arsenal. So it's another corner, Arsenal's third corner of the game. Callum Chambers, that was again with the ball in. Actually, a good ball that was. But Saka's going to take this corner over on the far side, which is Arsenal's right. So he's going to whip it in with his left foot. Of course, it was his goal that made it 3-0. But this corner now, everyone's lined up almost on the goal line. They're expecting this in-swinger. Is it going to be a good delivery? Everyone's crowded at the near post. Let's see what the delivery is like from Saka. Of course, you know you can rely on him for a decent ball usually. It's floated actually towards the far post. Mari wins it. Slavia haven't managed to clear it yet. Holding inside the penalty area, but the ball was taken off him there by Olayinka. And the referee's blown his whistle for something or other. I'm not quite sure why. And seems to be a little bit of afters going on there. James says a great start. It is a great start. And not only is it a great start, but it's probably Holding just kicked his own foot there, claiming a penalty. And Mark sees in the chat, he says, we'll find a way to make it 3-3. Well, I hope we don't, because imagine if it was 3-3 in the last 2 minutes. It would be quite nervy, wouldn't it? But I can't honestly see that. To be fair, we know we've got a defensive mistake in us somewhere along the way, and I'm sure we'll probably see one at some point in the evening. But we can relax at 3-0, can't we? If we have got one mistake in us, we'll take that tonight, won't we? But it'd be a good opportunity actually to get another clean sheet, wouldn't it? 2 clean sheets in a row would be really important as we head towards the business end of the season. Of course, the semi-final to come, hopefully. Certainly looking that way at this moment in time, isn't it? And then who knows? Villarreal is possibly our opponents. Of course, we've played them in the semi-final before, haven't we? A famous one in 2006, of course, in the Champions League. That's a penalty save from Jens Lehmann in the last minute to put us in the final. What an emotional night that was. Our first ever and only so far Champions League final. Another one seems a long way off, doesn't it? But if we keep progressing in this competition, who knows? We might be competing in the Champions League next season. And that would be good to be back in that competition, even though the chances of us winning it don't seem that great. But you got to look at the financial side of it. Arteta will certainly be able to get back in the transfer market, wouldn't he, next season? And that could be key. If we can get 3 or 4 really good players in the positions that we need, midfield in particular, another centre forward possibly. I know Balogun signed his contract. We'll see what the plans are for him next season, but I think we need cover at left back as well. We can't really have Granit Xhaka playing there, but suddenly actually Olayinka's in here behind Granit Xhaka. Is this going to be a chance for Slavia Prague? It is. A shot comes in, but it's high over the crossbar. Wasn't a great effort there, but that's the first threat they've really posed actually. Olayinka got in behind Granit Xhaka, a little back heel, which was to Zimmer, I think it was. who's fired well over the top there from a reasonably good position, actually. It's the first real effort at goal that Slavia have had in this game. Mark says there are 2 clean sheets in a row used to be standard. Now it's like a lottery win. No, you're right. It is. I mean, clean sheets are a rarity these days. And like you said, it used to be, we used to keep 4 or 5 in a row. Never used to worry, did we? But things have changed, haven't they, in the way we defend these days. And Scott there from the Red Canadian, hope you're enjoying your watch along. What is this madness exactly? I'm not quite sure what I've been watching, but anyway, I'm enjoying it, which is the main thing. And let's hope be a few more goals as well. I'm quite shocked actually at how poor Slavia have been, if I'm totally honest, because they haven't lost, have they, at home for such a long time in all competitions. It's not just in the Czech league, but anyway, it's been a great performance from Arsenal, and I'm pretty confidently saying it's job done. Let's hope it is. But anyway, Slavia Prague are trying to come forward down the far side, but again, we're forcing them back. We're putting pressure on the ball. It's been a great all-round performance, actually, this from Arsenal. Sort of performance that we've been lacking in the Europa League since the knockout stage started, haven't we? We've struggled through against Benfica. Took that late goal, didn't it? We was almost out. We were, a minute and a half from getting knocked out that night in Greece, actually it was, wasn't it? Our home leg against Benfica when Aubameyang got that goal, didn't he? Saka again at the heart of it. And then against Olympiacos, we didn't play that well, did we? It was them 2 late goals again in Greece, which we needed in the end. Of course, having really poor, wasn't we, at home, as we were really last week at home as well. But again, it's a good away performance from Arsenal. We do seem to be suited more away from home. But a shot there from Slavia, it's blocked in the Arsenal penalty area, actually. It seemed to be an effort there. Was it just inside the penalty area? It was well blocked. Terry says, hello, Scott, the Red Cannon. Yeah, call him the Red Cannon because he likes that. That's his name, the Red Cannon. And Villarreal have just scored, so they're actually 2-0 up on aggregate. So it looks like it will be Arsenal against Villarreal in the semi-final. I say a return to the Emirates for Unai Emery coming up. And I say our second semi-final in European competition against Villarreal. I say following that rather dramatic one from 2006. We did also beat them in, I think it was a quarter-final a few years later, when great performance at the Emirates. I remember we won 3-0. Theo Walcott scored a great goal that night. And I think we drew the away leg, didn't we? Memory serves me right. Was it 1-1? Did Adebayor score? Am I thinking of something else? But so yeah, we've got a decent record against Villarreal. Obviously, I'll be previewing that game nearer the time. I'm getting a bit carried away, aren't I? Assuming we've won, but we are 3-0 up away from home, and Slavia need 4 goals to go through, and we're 6 minutes away from half time. So I think I've got a right to be confident about our chances of going through. Anyway, we'll see what happens. All Granit Xhaka's just slipped over. In fact, a few players have been slipping on this pitch. It has been raining in Prague much of the evening, but anyway, Arsenal still going forward now. Danny Ceballos on this near side. He's had a decent game as well, actually. Thomas Partey now in the centre of the pitch. He's been spraying them balls around really well tonight. We've now switched the players to the far side. Callum Chambers to Bukayo Saka. What a great goal that was for the 3rd goal, actually. Really good goal. In fact, the 2 goals that we scored that weren't penalties have both been good goals, actually, haven't they? Pepe's first goal was, but he took his time, didn't he, with that one? And sold the keeper before putting it into the net. And then I say Saka also sold the keeper as well, didn't he? Look like he was going to go across him into the far post and instead put it in at the near post, which was a lovely finish, actually. And Lacazette, of course, got the penalty in between all of that. And it's been a quite astonishing first half, actually, here in Prague, in a wet, rainy Prague. 3-0, just incredible. I'm shocked. But anyway, Slavia now coming forward themselves. I mean, if we're going to get nervous, they're probably going to need to score before half-time, aren't they? And they've got a chance now inside the penalty area, but good play there from Thomas Partey, actually. Good defensive play. We haven't really cleared it yet, though. The ball's still inside the penalty area. Shot comes in. blocked by Dani Ceballos, but we still haven't got it clear. This is the best spell that Slavia have had actually in this first half. Shot from distance there, it's blocked by Lacazette. It will be a corner. But this is the best spell that Slavia have put together in this first half. We're in the last 3 or 4 minutes of this half. That's the first time, but good defensive play there from Thomas Partey. But it is a corner to Slavia on this near side. It's their first corner of the evening. Of course, if you remember, they did score from the last corner that they had against us in that first leg, but we've managed to clear this one. We might get a counter-attack actually on the back of it. Thomas Partey, ball comes out to Pepe. That's a good touch actually into Thomas Partey. Plays it through the middle. Lacazette, can he get the wrong side of the defender? No, he can't. The defender does well there actually. And the ball goes back to goalkeeper Kolar. But Granit Xhaka's won the ball back for Arsenal, high up the pitch again. Thomas Partey's having a good game in midfield into Nicolas Pepe. It's a little 1-2 there with Saka, but it didn't quite work, and Slavia can clear the ball now, come forward themselves. We're into the last 2.5 minutes of this first half. This is an attack from Slavia. Good play there, but excellent defending from Rob Holding to clear the ball away. And we've got Hussein in the chat. Good to see you again. You haven't been in for a while, actually. I was wondering where you'd gone. He says we have to win this cup. Yeah, we do. And we certainly are heading in the right direction, aren't we? And Terry, I can't see Prague this bad in the second half. Well, no, probably not. But what's their approach going to be in the second half? They need 4 goals. They're going to have to take chances. And the more risks they take coming forward, it's just going to play into our hands, isn't it, with a counter-attack that's worked so well already. So I don't know. They're in a difficult situation, Slavia, aren't they? I'm sure they'll play better in the second half. Of course they will, but I think either way it's going to play into our hands. But they've got an attack now, ball into the box, but it's well defended actually by Dani Ceballos and Pepe between him. And now Pepe can come forward. Can he down his near side? Battles for the ball. Pepe's had a good first half actually. Obviously, I've been critical of him previously. I don't think he's done it enough. But he's had a decent first half here. Of course, got the goal. Villarreal had 2-0 up, so it's definitely going to be them going through, I would have thought as well. That's going to be an interesting semi-final, isn't it? Unai Emery back at the Emirates, as I said. So that is going to be very, very interesting to see how that one plays out. The referee just having a little word with Pepe there, who didn't retreat at this free kick, which is Prague have got just about 5 yards in from the near touchline. They've taken it quickly, but not really managed to gain any ground at all. Now they've switched the ball over to the far side. We're into the last 30 seconds or so of this first half. It's been an incredible first half from Arsenal. We've scored 3 and had 1 disallowed. That was a very, very marginal offside decision as well. But anyway, Slavia now coming forward. They surely need a goal before half-time if they're going to have any chance of probably pulling off one of the greatest comebacks ever seen in European football. But they are coming forward now. They're ending this first half on the attack. Comes to this near side bar, puts a cross into the near post, but it was well defended by Pablo Mari. And again, it's Xhaka this time across actually. And then he's fouled, is he? And it's going to be a throw to Arsenal anyway on this near side. Good defensive play that from Granit Xhaka again. He's settled into this left-back role pretty well, hasn't he? There's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time, and I'm surprised it's only 2 minutes because it took about 5 minutes to decide to disallow that first goal. But anyway, it is 2 minutes of stoppage time. And we've got a throw deep inside our own half on his near side, which Granit Xhaka is going to take. Plays it up the line. It's flicked on by Pepe. But Slavia picked up a loose ball. And it's gone all the way back to their goalkeeper. He plays a long ball for it. It's going all the way through to Bernd Leno. We're now nearly halfway through the 2 minutes of stoppage time from this first half. So we just need to make sure we see this. We see this out now, don't we? Until half time. And I say a 3-0 lead would have been, well, way beyond any of our expectations, I'm sure. It's going to be a throw to Slavia Prague. We're into the final 30 seconds of stoppage time at the end of this first half. And we've got the ball on that far side. The ball over the top actually from Partey, looking for Lacazette. It wasn't a great header back, but it is going to reach the goalkeeper before Lacazette can get to it. And Slavia Prague can now come forward themselves. The long ball played over to the far side. There's a Slavia player down, actually. Not quite sure what he's down for. Not sure. Thomas Partey standing over him. Didn't see what happened there. Don't know if he landed awkwardly or whether there's some sort of contact. They're going to show a replay of it now. It was Callum Chambers, actually. They sort of had it coming together, really. I'm not quite sure it was as bad as he's made it look. I think he's clearly trying to get the Arsenal player in trouble there, Sevchik. But I don't think the referee's having none of it. And it is a throw which Callum Chambers has just taken, actually. And Arsenal just kicked the ball back to the Slavia Prague goalkeeper. And there goes a half-time whistle. What a great first half that was. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 3. Fantastic stuff that was. And Mark in the chat there says Saka and ESR off at half-time. What do you reckon? Well, we could take them off, couldn't we? I mean, I'd leave them on maybe a bit longer than half-time. Just, you know, with maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes to go, maybe take them off. Maybe get Martinelli on. Maybe give Balogun a run out later as well, perhaps. But that was unbelievable first half, wasn't it? Quite incredible stuff there. In 10 minutes we scored 4 goals, one of which was disallowed, but it's put us in total control of this tie. And even with our record of, throwing things away, I can't see us doing that in this particular game. I think that's it now. I think it's game over, and I think we can look forward to another cup semi-final. We seem to have a cup semi-final every year at the moment, don't we? Just great, a great cup side that we've become. But this is so important, isn't it? Because our whole season rests on the chance of us being in Europe next season rests on this. And now we can maybe start to think a little bit about, a Champions League campaign next season. Who would have thought that before Christmas when we were struggling in 15th place in the Premier League? So. Yeah, it's been a great turnaround, actually. I've got to be honest, and I've said it a few times. I'm sure, you'll know that. I've not been 100% convinced about Arteta, his lack of experience as a manager. But in the big games this season, we have tended to turn up and put a performance in, and again, we've done that tonight. So we have to look at the positives of it, and our league form has not been good enough. I think everybody knows that. We've been far too inconsistent, and our home form hasn't been good enough either. But we're in a semi-final now, or almost in the semi-final of the Europa League. And who knows? If we play like we have in this first half in the semi-final, then we'll have a great chance of getting through. I think we've all been waiting for a performance like this in Europe, haven't we? Because we've scraped through the last 2 rounds. We had an easy group, as we know, and then we've scraped through the last 2 rounds. So I've been waiting for a performance like this in Europe to convince me that we've got a chance of going all the way. And this first half has done that. It's that performance that we've been waiting for. And for me, it makes me believe that we could go all the way in this competition. I'll say Villarreal looks like it's going to be them in the semi-final, and they are a good side, as we know. And I'll say I'm sure there's a little bit of a grudge there with Emery, which could be interesting. But yeah, fantastic performances. But I say we now need to play like this again, don't we, in the semi-final, and then hopefully the final as well. But at least it gives us another couple of games to look forward to, a couple of big games, and keeps the season alive. And I say, who knows, a Champions League campaign at the end of it, what a remarkable end to the season that would be. But there's a long way to go yet, isn't there? Let's not get too carried away or too excited yet. There's plenty of time in this competition. I think this game is won and done. I'm sure it is, but there's still another 2 legs, very difficult legs as well, against Villarreal to come. Let's hope anyway. And I'm sure we're all feeling a lot more confident now, aren't we, about everything really. But yeah, what a first half that was. What I'll do actually, I'll have a little look on Twitter and see what people have been saying. I'm sure there'll be a lot of positive comments about it. Let's have a look what we've got. Anything good? Let's have a look and see. Discover your smile. That's all protected. Well, there's certainly nothing negative anyway, that's for sure. I'm sure you'll be pleased to know. Alex at 40 Arsenal says, love to see Balogun get a decent chunk of minutes now. The game's over, need to rest their key players. That's a good point, yeah. I think Mark was just sort of mentioned that before with ESR and Saka taking them off. So yeah, it's just all positive stuff actually on Twitter, which is good to see, isn't it? Wax Online says second half, bring on Martinelli and Balogun. Yeah, I'm sure at some stage we might well see them, which will be good. But yeah, it's some positive stuff, just a load of celebrations really on Twitter, which is good to see. Fantastic. So everyone's happy at the moment, which is good, and let's hope that can last now until the end of the season. But it's certainly given me a lot more positivity, to think of, to be honest with you, just because it's been a tough season, we know that, but suddenly, who knows what a great finish it could be. And I don't want to get too carried away, of course. We've been let down enough this season, haven't we, with poor performances. But we're now just 2 games away from another Europa League final, which would be our second in the last 3 years. Man United still 1-0 up. Roma and Ajax is 0-0, which means Roma are 2-1 up on aggregate. Obviously, we know our score, and Villarreal are 2-0 up, so they're 3-0 up on aggregate. So it looks like our semi-final is pretty much done and dusted, and the other one is going to be Manchester United and Roma or Ajax there. Look, it's looking like Roma still, isn't it? Ajax need a couple of away goals there, don't they, to get through? So in the second half, but yeah. The more you look at it, the more you look at the teams left in it, the more you think, you know what? It's opening up for us a little bit, isn't it, this competition now? But I'm just going to show the goals again now. Smith Rowe, Saka shot, they pushed onto the post, and Smith Rowe tapped in, but very, very marginal offside decision by about 2 centimetres there. And then the Pepe one. Oh, again, that was a tight one. I'm not seeing the lines, but brilliant play from Smith Rowe to set up that goal, actually. He had 2 or 4 defenders around him at one point, and he managed to thread the ball out to Pepe, who got a good first touch. He was maybe fouled a little bit, but he kept going, took his time, and then popped it in at the near post. And then the penalty, again, it was Smith Rowe down that far, so I pulled it back to Saka, and the defender got the wrong side of him, and it was a foul, a penalty, and Lacazette coolly tucked it away, and that made it 2-0. Really cool penalty that was. And then the third goal was just absolutely brilliant, wasn't it? It was Chambers there actually with the ball to Saka, cut inside and then smashed it in at the near post. So it's another assist from Callum Chambers at right back. Great ball it was, but a lot to do there from Saka, and he gave the keeper the eyes and rolled it in at the near post. Absolutely brilliant goal, and it is happy days. And I'm showing you in the chat there, would you spend big money on Odegaard when ESR can do the job, I'll take him on loan, but would rather spend money on a different position. It's a tough one, isn't it? Because I think Odegaard's a real deal. I've got to be honest. I think he's a brilliant player, and he's settled in really well, hasn't he? So I'd really like to get Odegaard on a permanent deal. But again, I suppose we'll see what deal can be done. Yes, we need to strengthen more further back in midfield, don't we? I don't think Ceballos is the answer. He's played pretty well tonight again, but I don't think overall he's the answer. A lot of talk of Yves Bissouma at Brighton. I'd love to get him. I think he's a great player. What we need, that would be a good signing. I think if we're in the Champions League, we're going to have surely more of a budget to spend on players, aren't we? And maybe we'll be able to get Odegaard and 2 or 3 others that we need as well. Who knows? I think we're going to have to sell a few as well, but there's plenty of options to sell players, isn't there? I think Aubameyang will be top of all our list at the moment of players that we can get rid of and sell. So we'll see what happens there. There's a few others I would say. I think Bellerin may well be off. He's not getting a game now, is he? And I think maybe he's already decided his future's away from Arsenal, so he's going to go. We'll get some money for him. The Lacazette thing's quite interesting, isn't it? He's coming up, like he will be on last year of his contract. So are we going to re-sign him or are we going to sell him? I would keep him because he is our top scorer this season. He's got some important goals. And I would be tempted to keep Lacazette and offer him a new deal and sell Aubameyang. And then see where we are. Thinking Ketia may well be going. Now Balogun signed his deal. Is it worth maybe trying to get offload Willian? He's on big wages. Again, generate some more revenue into the club. El Neni, will he stay or will he maybe sell him, get a few quid for him as well? And then we maybe be in a position to rebuild a little bit more and get like you said, get the positions that we need. But if we can get Odegaard as well, then I would definitely get Odegaard because it's sometimes difficult, isn't it? You get a player from abroad sometimes and they can take a long time to settle into English football in the Premier League because we know how difficult it is. We've seen it before. But Odegaard's come in. He knows the league now. He's played a few games, settled in well, looks a good player. So for me, I think it'd be a good deal if we can get it done. And I would rather be looking at players who have got experience of playing English football, such as Yves Bissouma, rather than always going into the foreign market when players might need to adapt. So Odegaard's will have already had that adaptation period, wouldn't he, this season? So he'll be, ready to go straight away next season, wouldn't he? So for me, yes, I would get Odegaard, but like anything, isn't it? It depends on the money that we're looking at and how much money we've got. But obviously, being in the Champions League is going to be massive, isn't it? And that could be the key to how much rebuilding we can actually do next season. We'll see what happens, but hopefully we can get the players that we need in the areas that we need to strengthen this squad, because I don't honestly believe we are miles away from a top 4 squad. I've got to be honest. You can see the basis is there with a lot of young players, Saka, Smith Rowe, as we've mentioned. Balogun's now signed as well, and also as well. We've got some quality as well, haven't we? With Thomas Partey, he's going to be better next season, I'm sure, as well. So if we get Odegaard as well, we've got quality there. Pepe, if he can finally be more consistent, he did a good game tonight. We've got the players there, haven't we? Gabriel, I think, is going to get better. I'd like to see a more experienced central defender come in if we're not going to offer David Luiz a new contract. I think we need an experienced head there, in defence. So that could be another area we could look at. But yeah, I don't think we're far off having a squad that can potentially get us back in the top 4. Actually, I don't think we're miles away. We've got a few players that we know we need to offload, and if we can get the right quality in, I don't think we'll be far away. And you can see when it happens for us, when it all comes together as it did in that 10 or 15 minute spell in that first half, we're a decent team that's difficult to play against. It's the consistency that's been a problem, and that comes down a lot of the time, one, to the tinkering of the team that Arteta seems to do, and also because we've got too many players that play regularly that are inconsistent in their own performances. So that's the two kind of reasons come together for that, isn't it? So, but we'll just hopefully Arteta can put that right. over the summer, and we can, become more consistent in our performances next season. I think away from home this season we've been a lot better. At home we've struggled, and a lot of teams have struggled at home. And yes, we mentioned it the other night about the crowd, or the lack of crowd rather, and it's clearly had an effect, hasn't it, on us as well. You look at our home record this season, I'll have to check the stats, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is our worst season at home since we moved to the Emirates, and a lot longer, because we always had a decent home record at Highbury, didn't we, towards the end of our time there. So it'll probably be our worst home season for a long time. So obviously it's got to have an effect on fans, hasn't it? And it clearly has done. So maybe next season with fans back in the ground, Champions League football, a bit more money to spend. Who knows? I think maybe better times are going to be coming. Looks like Slavia Prague are making 3 substitutions, or is it 4, at half time? Wow. Incredible stuff here. They're changing half their team at half time. Of course, you do get 5 subs in the Europa League, and clearly their manager was not happy with that at all, was he? And they're basically shuffling their pack. I'll try and go for all the substitutions when I figure out what they all are. But anyway, Oscar's come on, who started the game last week. I've seen him come on. Lingua has come on as well. Not quite sure what position these guys play. But Stanshi's gone off. In fact, I think it's 3 that they've made. I think they've made 3 substitutions at half time. Vincinki's come on for Bar as well. So, yeah, clearly there's been some interesting conversations going on in the dressing room for Slavia Prague at half time. There are 3 substitutions that they've made. Slavia Prague have got us off and underway in this second half. They're attacking the goal to our left now. So obviously we are attacking the goal to our right. And they almost give the ball away straight away there. And in fact, they have done. Saka's picked it up for Arsenal. Very aggressive start to the second half that was from Arsenal. But obviously we don't need any more goals, do we? We're quite comfortable at 3-0, but it'd be nice to get a few more, wouldn't it? But quite often when a game's 3-0 at half-time, a team's in total control. Quite often it can peter out. But let's see. I think Slavia are going to... I'm expecting a response from them now with the substitutions that they've made. Completely change of emphasis. Maybe the manager just thought, you know what, let's just go for it. They need 4 goals. They're not going to get 4 goals playing away in the first half, sitting back, are they? So, maybe that's what the plan is. But I think it will be one of the biggest shocks I've ever seen. Certainly since that Newcastle game, if you remember, a few years ago, we were 4-0 up at half time, and Newcastle came back to draw 4-4. If you remember that game, try to forget it, but it's difficult too, isn't it? So we've got history of giving away big leads, but this would be a massive, massive shock, wouldn't it, if we were to somehow manage to throw this away in this second half. In fact, it is 4 subs because Massapus come on as well in midfield. So they've basically changed half their team at half time. So we'll see what difference that makes anyway. So far, they've just been playing the ball around in front of us, and we're quite happy to sit back and allow them possession. But the ball's gone all the way through to Leno now. So it'll be interesting to see what their approach is in the second half. Slavia Prague, I say they need 4 goals from somewhere. And even against our sometimes rather shaky defence, error-strewn defence, I'm pretty sure we're not going to throw this away, are we? Come on. Anyway, Lacazette's just won a free kick there, about 5 yards inside Arsenal's half, just over to that far side. Arsenal's left. He got a kick in, pushing the back there actually from Hollis, of course, who scored their late goal last week. They're rather premature celebrations that they did. Don't know whether that maybe fired us up a little bit more, perhaps for this game. They did celebrate like they'd won the cup, didn't they, after that goal last week? Anyway, Saka now cuts in from this right-hand side. He's had a great game as well. Dinks a ball towards Smith Rowe. What an influence he's had as well in the first half goal. Smith Rowe now again has got clear down that left-hand side. He's won a corner. And again, every time Arsenal come forward in this game, we look like we could potentially score. That was Smith Rowe again, done really well, got in behind the defender, and he's won a corner on that far side, which Danny Ceballos is going to take. So it could be an in-swinger if he goes long. But is he going to go short instead? But again, everyone's crowded at that near post area. Again, sometimes our delivery from corners and stuff isn't great, is it? But let's see. This one does come in towards that far post this time. It's headed back from, was it Rob Holding? But instead, Slavia Prague have got it clear. And they have now won a free kick just outside their penalty area. It's a foul by Rob Holding. Went through the back there of, I think that might be one of the substitutes actually for Slavia Prague. Have actually given them the ball away. But they got away with that. Actually looks as though that we'd won the ball back there with Pepe, but Slavia Prague will come for Rob Holding there. Tidies up at the back for Arsenal. Again, we've not been putting a lot of pressure over at the back. The defence has done well. They've done what they've had to do, but certainly haven't really been tested, have we? Certainly nowhere near to the extent I was expecting that we would, thankfully. But anyway, we've got a free kick. Again, on that far touch line, there's a foul on Nicolas Pepe. I think the danger now is, as this game wears on, if the score stays the same, our Slavia are going to get a little bit physical with us and try to maybe injure some of our players. That's a bit of a worry. But anyway, we're coming forward again with Pepe. Plays it into Saka, who's very central now. Pings the ball over, or he tried to ping it over to Smith Rowe on the near side, but it wasn't a great ball actually, and it was cleared away. And Slavia can now come forward themselves, looking for some sort of consolation really from this game. Seems incredible they haven't lost at home for all that length of time, and the way that we ripped them apart in that first half, incredible stuff. But they are coming forward now. Of course, they need 3 goals just to avoid a home defeat, and 4 goals to go through. And I'm certainly not going to get them with passes like that, which Bukayo Saka intercepted. Although we've got nobody really, well, we've got no one at all in the Slavia half of the pitch. Ajax have actually pulled a goal back in their quarter-final to get away at Roma, so it is 2-2 on aggregate, but Roma are currently leading on away goals. But that's an interesting second half is building up there, isn't it? Maybe Ajax can get through. Anyway, Smith Rowe now is breaking forward for Arsenal. What a great game he's had. He was just showing a little bit too much of that there to the Prague player who just took it off him actually, and now Prague are coming forward themselves. But again, Arsenal got everybody back behind the ball, just looking to keep things tight. A little dink ball over the top actually there. He's in behind briefly there, the Prague player, twisting and turning in the penalty area. He's looking for support. He's got it. And still Prague are coming forward now. They've got the ball out again to this near side. Provod, of course, who scored one of the goals to knock out Leicester in an earlier round. But again, it's inside the penalty area. Cross comes into the near post. A shot on a turn, but it's well defended there from Thomas Partey. He's done some good defensive work, actually, in this game, Thomas Partey. He's been a bit hit and miss, hasn't he, this season with injuries and stuff like that. But tonight he's played well. Defensively there, he was strong. And it is a corner to Slavia Prague, but it was good defensive play again from Thomas Partey. He's also had some good movements with passing movements as well going forward. So he's had a decent game, Thomas Partey, tonight. Again, following from a fairly decent performance against Sheffield United as well. But it's still Slavia with possession of the ball. We're forcing them back again a little bit, but again, we've got everyone behind the ball, which is a sensible option. We don't need to do anything else, do we? Just stop them scoring 4 goals in what's less than 40 minutes that are remaining in this game. The ball played out to this near side, actually, to Olienka. But good defending that from Danny Ceballos. But it's going to be another corner to Slavia Prague. Phil there's in the chat, he says, just tuned in and pleasantly surprised by the score. Yeah, definitely. You're not the only one. I think we've all been pleasantly surprised by the score. But the performance, we also had a goal disallowed. It was a 10-minute spell in that first half. We scored Smith Rowe, it was disallowed. And then we scored 3 goals, one after the other. Just incredible spell of football. and now it's just a matter of seeing this game out, isn't it? But Slavia Prague, to be fair, they've made 4 subs at half time, and they're certainly having a lot more of a go at it now. And the ball just ricochets out there for a goal kick to Arsenal. But this should be a comfortable second half, really, shouldn't it? Let's be honest. But every minute that goes by is obviously better news for us, isn't it? But just to remind you, Slavia Prague need 4 goals to go through in less 37 minutes that remain. Phil says, don't remind us about the game in Newcastle. It was so mental to be there and watch it happen. Yeah, it was very mental. Yeah, incredible game. But certainly different circumstances to this one. You know, this is a totally different scenario. Of course, bear in mind, we had a man sent off then, didn't we? Abu Diaby early in the second half. Got sent off, didn't he? Joey Barton doing his job that he's done a few times in the past. But yeah, there was a few circumstances in that game. Some of the penalties that Newcastle got were very, very dodgy, weren't they? But anyway, I think we had a goal disallowed at 4-4 as well, didn't we? Robbie Van Persie, I think, scored, and it was given as offside. But anyway, enough about that game. As you said, we don't really need to be reminded of it, do we? In fact, we play at St James's Park again soon, don't we? A couple of weeks, 1st of May. Well, it'll probably be the 2nd of May now, won't it? The Sunday, because the semi-final is due the Thursday before that. Anyway, it's a free kick at the moment to Slavia Prague. They've really just got pride to play for in this second half, actually. But it is a free kick. Comes in a dangerous ball, actually. A header comes in, but it's lacks power. Olienka there, but it lacks power. It's gone over the top of the crossbar. And nice and comfortable for Bert Leno there. A rare effort on goal. And it's Ajax have scored again. It's Tadic, the former Southampton player, scored for Ajax at Roma. So now they lead 2-0 on the night, 3-2 on aggregate, and they've got the 2 away goals as well. So that's a mental tie, that, isn't it? So it looks like Ajax might be going through to face Manchester United. Seem to remember they played in their final of the Europa League, didn't they? A few years back. And now they're going to meet in the semi-final, or potentially anyway. There's still a long way to go, of course. And of course, we played Villarreal in the semi-final of our own. So a few old Champions League matchups coming as well. Obviously, all clubs with big Champions League history: Man United, Ajax, Arsenal, and Villarreal. So just goes to show the strength of the Europa League. Actually, people maybe say it's a lesser competition and whatever, but I think it just goes to show, doesn't it, the quality of the teams. These are all Champions League teams, aren't they? It's going to be left, teams with a rich Champions League history. So it shows that it's a difficult competition to win, and it's certainly not going to be easy for us to win. But we're certainly in a much stronger position now than I certainly felt we were prior to the kickoff. Let's put it that way. Anyway, Slavia Prague coming forward again. Arsenal haven't really got going in the second half, but let's be honest, we don't need to. So I'm not particularly bothered about how we play. What I want to make sure that we do in the second half is, 1, not make any silly mistakes, and 2, not get any injuries, because I think we've got a lot of, we've definitely got 2 massive games coming up against Villarreal, and we certainly need people fit. We've already lost Kieran Tierney, could be for the season, David Luiz as well. So we don't want to get anybody else injured. Odegaard, of course, is currently out injured as well, and we're not quite sure what's happening with Aubameyang at the moment either, are we? So the last thing we need is any more injuries tonight. So the key is to not make any mistakes, not get any injuries, and go home with a 3-0 victory, which would be fantastic, wouldn't it? But anyway, there's still half an hour to go, just over half an hour to go in this game. And we're starting to get down to the point now where we can almost start to open the champagne, if you like. I know it's not a trophy we've won yet, far from it. We've only got through to a semi-final, but metaphorically speaking, time to get the cigars out very soon, I think. Pepe there puts it through to Lacazette. It's on the penalty area. Lacazette. Oh, was he brought down? The referee says no. I think Lacazette was looking to cut back inside actually onto his right foot out the left-hand side. I think it's gone to VAR actually. Have we got another penalty maybe? Let's have a look. Oh, I've seen penalties given for that. I've seen them given for that. But it's not been given this one. Sensible use of VAR maybe in Europe where only if it's a clear mistake. I don't think that was a clear mistake by the goalkeeper, by the referee. I think if he'd given a penalty, I think the VAR would have stood by that decision as well. Oh, Ajax goal's been disallowed, the second one. So it's actually still 1-0. So maybe Ajax aren't going through yet. We got a little bit excited there. Mark says he thought he wiped out his rear leg. Yeah, I did as well. He thought it was a penalty. Yeah, I said I've seen them given in the Premier League. You see them given, but I said I think with VAR, I think if the ref had given that, I think VAR would have gone along with that. And the fact the referee didn't give it, VAR have gone along with that because it wasn't a clear and obvious error, was it, by the referee? I didn't think. And that's kind of sensible use of VAR. And if that's how they use VAR all the time, I don't think anybody can have too many complaints about it, really, because that was fair enough. It wasn't a clear and obvious error. What frustrates, I think, most of us with VAR is one, as we saw with the Smith Rowe goal disallowed, you know, when it's millimetres in it for offside, seems ridiculous why they bother checking it for 5 minutes. If it's that close, just let the goal stand. You know, you remember it used to be the advantage goes to the attacking team. Well, that doesn't seem to happen anymore, does it? When it comes to these decisions. But anyway, that's the frustration with VAR. And I can see the benefits of it if it's used in the right way, used for the right things, as indeed I thought it was with that penalty there, penalty shot there on Lacazette. So, yeah, maybe it's the way that we use it in the Premier League. That's the bigger problem than the technology itself, maybe. But anyway, we can be philosophical about it when we're 3-0 up away from home with half an hour to play, I suppose, and we don't get a penalty. But I mean, we did get one penalty in the first half, so we can't grumble too much, can we? But I say we haven't got going in an attacking sense in the second half. But as I say, we don't need to, do we? So I'm not really particularly fussed. It'd be nice to get some more goals, of course, but as long as we get through, see this game out. And I think game management's important because in previous games this season, we haven't managed it particularly well. We certainly didn't manage that first leg particularly well, did we? So I think it would be good to see that we can manage a game and not do anything silly. But Thomas Partey now coming forward in midfield finds Bukayo Saka on this near side. Arsenal's right. He's faced up by the defender. He's got another player behind him, but he does well there. Saka plays it back to Thomas Partey. This is the best spell of possession we've had in the second half. Smith Rowe now, this time he's on the right-hand side. He's forced back a little bit. He finds Thomas Partey again. That wasn't a great ball, and Smith Rowe then gets a kick through the back of him. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Wasn't a great ball from Partey, actually. He put Smith Rowe in a bit of trouble there. And Smith Rowe got a kick there in the process. And it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. So right, we've got a free kick now on his near side. Looks like Danny Ceballos has gone over to take it. He's took a lot of set pieces actually tonight, hasn't he? He took all the corners except for one, I think, and he's now taking his free kick as well. Needs a good delivery actually. We could maybe carve out an opportunity for a fourth goal. It's actually going to be Pepe instead who takes it. A decent ball in, it's flicked on, but nobody coming around the back there to get an opportunity now. Maybe Slavia can break on the counter attack. Granit Xhaka done well, but he's given away a free kick actually, the referee says, and it's going to be a free kick. And I'm not quite sure what's happened here. The referee's getting a card out, and it's a yellow card. I think it's for Granit Xhaka. Actually, no, it's for one of the Olainka, the Prague player, got a yellow card there. Not quite sure why. The referee's now having a chat to Pablo Mari. I don't think that's a yellow card, is it? So I'm not quite sure. I mean, Xhaka didn't. Denis Ceballos threw the ball up in the air actually, and then, well, he didn't really touch him, did he? Denis Ceballos made quite a lot of that, to be fair. And that's what all the players were crowding around for. But anyway, it's a yellow card to the Slavia Prague player. He's shaking his head. I thought it was a little bit of an overreaction from Ceballos, if we're totally honest. But anyway, a bit silly from everybody involved in that little incident, if we're totally honest. And it's led to a yellow card for Olejinka, the Slavia winger. Make another substitution now, actually. Slavia Prague again. I mean, a fifth sub of the night already after 63.5 minutes. Which goes to... Actually, no, not make a sub. Sorry, it's a guy that just got injured to come back on. He wasn't. I did think he was really badly injured anyway, but anyway, not to worry. The ball's currently back with the Slavia goalkeeper. And they ping it over to this near side to Provod, who's not really had much influence in this game at all, has he? One of their key players, actually. But anyway, just as well, he hasn't had much influence. Mark's in the chat there. He says, as you mentioned, game management with 30 minutes left. We do need to protect our players. Time to give ESR and Saka a breather, surely, here. We could see Aziz and Balogun there. I would like to see Aziz and Balogun get a run out. I definitely would, but we'll see what happens. I don't know. I wouldn't be risking anybody. You know, I think I agree with you. I think Saka and ESR should be rested very, very soon in this game, especially ESR, who's been out injured. This is his first game back. So I would definitely look at taking him off, and then possibly Saka as well. Even maybe Thomas Partey, players that maybe had a few injury issues, and maybe, get Aziz on maybe for Partey, get Balogun on, maybe for Lacazette, give him a rest as well. So we've got 5 subs we can use, and we might as well use them now because, as I say, with 25 minutes to go, this game is pretty much done and dusted, isn't it? So let's get the subs on. Let's do it. Xhaka now coming forward down the left-hand side, finds Pepe outside him. Can he get a ball into the box? He's kind of falls backwards a little bit. He maybe could have tried to go past and whip a ball in, but that's just not what Pepe does, is it? He's not your conventional winger, is he? Wants to get to the byline and get the ball back. But this is nice play, actually. Now Pepe's got an opportunity. Can he put it in this time? He does. A low cross this time, but looking for Lacazette. Oh, and Smith Rowe thought he had a chance if he slipped, but actually the flag had gone up anyway for offside. Actually, Elneny's coming on, not Aziz. Sometimes you've got to wonder what goes through Arteta's mind. If he's not going to bring some of these young players on in a game like this, we know what Elneny can do. We know what he can bring. Why not give Aziz a run? See what, give Aziz the experience of playing in a European quarter-final. The game's done and dusted anyway. It is Smith Rowe that's going off. And the right decision there. We were just sort of talking about that, wasn't we? It's Elneny that's coming on for him. So it's obviously going to be a slight change of system here, I would imagine, because I can't see Elneny playing in the role that Smith Rowe was. Totally different players, aren't they? Maybe Elneny's just going to come on and shore up that midfield, which is probably a sensible decision. But I would have brought Aziz on because that's the job he can do as well. And I say, it'd be interesting to see how he would cope in a match like this, a European quarter-final. A good opportunity to get him on the pitch. But anyway, Arteta's supposed to be one of these for, trusting young players and giving young players an opportunity. Well, he's got an opportunity here, and he hasn't taken it. But anyway, let's not be critical of anything tonight because it's a good night for Arsenal. It's been a good performance, and Arteta's got it right, hasn't he, in terms of the lineup and the substitutions. The lineup and the tactics. Obviously, maybe not so much the substitutions at this moment in time, but anyway, Arsenal got a goal kick which Leno's gone short to Pablo Mari, who plays a long ball up towards Pepe, who does well actually, holds the ball up on his chest, good touch, and he's just won a throw-in. Mark says there, when do we ever get a golden opportunity like this to stick to New Blood Mystify? No, exactly. We're never going to get another opportunity like this in a game like this, are we? You can't imagine he's going to throw the young players into the semi-final. yes, there's an opportunity maybe in some of the Premier League games coming up, maybe rest a few players for that. They might get an opportunity then. But for a game like this, a European quarter-final, what better chance is there to get these young players on? And if there's one criticism about tonight, it's going to be that for me. But anyway, he still might bring him on. But that was a chance there, wasn't it, to get Aziz on? If you're going to bring on Nini on it, Aziz does a similar job, doesn't he? So anyway, I'm sure Arteta knows what he's doing more than we do. And certainly, you know, he's got, as I say, he's got most things right tonight, hasn't he? So we need to give him credit for that. And let's hope he gets it right in the semi-final as well and beyond. That is going to be such an interesting game, isn't it? Unai Emery, what tactics is he going to employ? Don't forget, he knows a few of these players, doesn't he? Quite well. He'll know a lot of them quite well. It is quite a different Arsenal team in terms of personnel to the team that he managed. You know, a lot of new players have come in, haven't they, since he left, as we know. But it will be interesting to see how he lines up his team on that particular game, or those particular games coming up. There was a shot there from Provod from the edge of the box. It was just deflected through to Leno. No real danger of Arsenal. Can we get this other clean sheet? 2 clean sheets in a row. It's been a while since we've done that. Probably since January. Just after Christmas, we had a couple, didn't we? West Brom and Brighton. There was a couple of clean sheets there. And then Newcastle in the FA Cup. We had 3 or 4, actually, didn't we? We had a little run at the turn of the year. But other than that this season, we haven't kept enough clean sheets, have we? So another one here would be great, wouldn't it? And we are playing Fulham at the weekend, a team who also don't score a lot of goals, do they? So another opportunity maybe there as well for another clean sheet, which would be really good. I'll be putting out a preview of that tomorrow, actually. Well, no, I won't be putting it out tomorrow. I'll be recording it tomorrow. I'll be putting out the review of this game tomorrow, and then I'll probably put that one out on Saturday, the Fulham preview. Still hoping to get a Fulham fan on, actually, tomorrow night to do the preview show. But so far, I haven't managed to find one. And another substitution for, this will be their last substitution, isn't it? So Kutcher, the striker who was on the bench in the first game, has gone off, and Tekel's coming on. He actually scored in their derby match, their derby win at the weekend, actually, over Sparta Prague. He got the second goal, come off the bench and scored. In that game, they won 2-0. So he's back on in this game as well. And I say Kutcher has gone off, who they're one of their main attacking players, of course. But Arsenal got a free kick currently on the edge of the penalty area. I think it was an offside against Slavia Prague. Leno just taken the goal, the free kick. Played out the left wing, but Pepe's lost the ball that time. But it's gone all the way back to Leno again. The game's petered out a little bit now, which is fine. That's what we want, isn't it? Not bothered if it peters out too much, really. Can we get another goal, though, which would be nice, wouldn't it? To finish things off in. But Roma are now, Dzeko's actually just scored for Roma. So they're now, it's 1-1 on the night. They're 3-2 up on aggregate. But of course, another goal from Ajax would send that into extra time, wouldn't it? So they did have a goal disallowed a bit earlier on. But maybe it's going to be Roma to face Man United in the other semi-final. Could it be an all-English final? Arsenal, Man United? Well, it's certainly set up for that, isn't it? Of course, we've played Man United in 2 FA Cup finals. We've won them both as well. Of course, the dramatic 1979 one, and then another dramatic one on penalties in 2005, of course. I was at that game. Very poor Arsenal performance, but we did win on penalties, of course. The last kick of Patrick Vieira's Arsenal career, wasn't it? That penalty at the end to win it, which was that was a rainy day as well, actually, wasn't it? In Cardiff. But yeah, it'd be interesting to we were to play Man United in the final, wouldn't it? An all English. We haven't got a great record in Europe against English opposition, actually, have we? We lost to Chelsea, if you remember, the Champions League in 2004. We lost to Liverpool, didn't we? That dramatic game as well. when we got it back to 2-2 and we thought we'd gone through on away goals, and then Liverpool got a penalty, didn't they, straight away with Steven Gerrard. Of course, we lost the semi-final Champions League to Manchester United as well, didn't we? That Cristiano Ronaldo performance at the Emirates, and Almunia being Almunia, really, wasn't he? We had a better goalkeeper, that team, you know. I think we could have won a few trophies, but anyway. Yeah, our record in it, and of course, we did lose to Chelsea, as we know, in the final of this competition. That'd be odd, wouldn't it? Our two finals in the Europa League could both be against Premier League opposition. But anyway, that's all a long way off yet, isn't it? We need to get for our semi-final first. So Terry's in the chat there, says Martinelli, Balogun and Aziz must get 15 minutes surely, and the mighty Willian. Well, I don't know. I thought Aziz would have come on already, or Balogun, but they haven't. Makes you wonder why they haven't, and it makes you wonder if they're going to. But anyway, we'll see what happens. There is still, like you said, 15 minutes maybe. We'll see. You'd imagine he's got to start making some more substitutions now, make the most of the squad, rest players. Don't want to risk any injuries, do we? With so many, well, I say so many big games, but we've got at least 2 more really big games, haven't we, coming up? So we don't want to risk any more injuries for that. And to be honest, I mean, I still want us to win as many Premier League games as we can. You know, 1, to finish above Tottenham, obviously, and 2, just, you know, we need to improve on the 8th place finish from last year, I think. And to do that, we're going to have to win quite a few more league games, aren't we? And we've got a reasonably favourable run in as well. So let's maybe let's try and focus on. That's what I want to do. I want to try to make sure that we finish the season well in both competitions that we're in, and then I think it will restore a lot of confidence and a lot of faith in the manager as well. You know, I think we've been right to question him. I don't think that it's been. I don't think we've been wrong to do that, and I think it's been deserved, because the performances in the Premier League certainly have not been good enough, or not consistently good enough. You know, the odd performance here and there is good, but not consistently enough. And even our performances in Europe haven't really been consistent enough, have they? But we've managed to do enough when it's mattered. We've managed to get the goals when it's mattered. But suddenly Zagreb pulled one back in Villarreal. It's now 2-1 on the night, so 3-1 on aggregate. But you would imagine, again, like this game, it's going to take a dramatic finale there for it not to be Villarreal going through. Although, of course, Zagreb have got a habit of overcoming the odds. They turned a 2-goal disadvantage against Tottenham to knock them out, didn't they? Which I know we all enjoyed immensely. But anyway, we don't need to worry about that, do we? We're going to be through now with 14 minutes to play, and Slavia needed 4 goals. We're coming forward now, actually. Nicolas Pepe, can he put a seal on it? Oh, into Lacazette. He's got a little bit of charge in the penalty area. It's a shot. He scored. Lacazette puts it in. It is 4-0. A second goal for Lacazette. Pepe with the assist. And that just puts the seal on it. A fantastic night for Arsenal. A fantastic performance. And it's good to see, isn't it? It is really, really good to see. Who would have predicted this? A 4-0 Arsenal victory on the night, and 5-1 on aggregate. I say I did have a premonition of 5-2 for some reason, and I just need to get the score put on the thing. There we go. 5-1 on aggregate.
The semi-final of the Europa League.
Yeah, suddenly a bit of space. The defender slipped and he took his time, Lacazette, and then drilled it in at the near post. Actually, a good finish. So he says, why take them if you aren't going to use them, especially the position we're in at the moment? It's ideal, not exactly there. Ender's quite excited there. And Laka, what a captain, says Terry. Oh, the subs are coming on now. Martinelli. It's Nketiah. I think Lacazette looks like he's got the ump because he wants his hat-trick. But I think Lacazette may well be one of the ones coming off. Indeed, he is. Why would you bring Nketiah on and not Balogun? Why? Why? And it's good to see Xhaka getting the armband. Xhaka should keep the armband permanently, I think. But anyway, Lacazette is going off, having got his second goal. Saka's going off as well. Martinelli's coming on. That's a good substitution. And Cedric's coming on as well. I'm not quite sure who the other one going off is, actually. Is it going to be Xhaka maybe? Or maybe Chambers? But anyway, Lacazette, it's actually Thomas Partey. So I'm assuming Granit Xhaka is going to go into midfield. And Cedric will probably come on at left back, I would assume, for the final, 12 minutes of this game. But 2 goals for Lacazette tonight. He's certainly scoring goals in spells this season, isn't he? Mark says, do we pick the subs out of a hat? Well, yeah. Why bring in Nketiah on and not Balogun? Strange for me, especially as it looks like Nketiah is probably going to be off at the end of the season, but I don't know. Anyway, Xhaka has now gone into midfield, his natural position, and Cedric's on at left back. And Martinelli looks like he's gone to the left-hand side. Pepe's moved over to the right. And obviously Nketiah is playing through the middle in place of Lacazette. So that's the changes that we've made to the team for these final 11 minutes of this game. Just so you know, Slavia Prague need 5 goals to go through in 11 minutes. That would be some comeback, wouldn't it? In fact, we might score another one here. Oh, Pepe there. It wasn't a great ball, actually. And Nketiah couldn't get on the end of that. And anyway, Slavia now can come forward again. But this game was done and dusted a long time ago, if we're honest. Really was. So comfortable. Certainly wasn't expecting a night like this. I was expecting it to be tense and tight. And by now, I'd have been thinking to myself, getting nervous and worried about where our away goal was coming from. And instead, we're 4-0 up and absolutely cruising. So not the night I was expecting, but it's been a much better night, obviously. A lot more comfortable and relaxed, and managed to enjoy the game again. A bit like Sunday, really. Could enjoy the game against Sheffield United with no pressure on. We played well, got a win. Now we've played well here. Of course, we haven't actually scored more than 4 in a game under Mikel Arteta yet. We've scored 4 a couple of times. I think we've had 3-4-0 wins, haven't we? Newcastle and Norwich last season, and West Brom, of course, this season, and a couple of 4-1s in the and a 4-2 actually in the Europa League group stage. But we haven't managed to score 5 yet, have we, in a game under Mikel Arteta? Is this going to be the first time to do that? Well, Martinelli now's got a run on, has he? No, he's given away a free kick, and he's gone down injured as well, which wasn't very good to see. But he's back up on his feet again. He's going to get a yellow card, actually. He's only been on the field for 5 minutes. Oh, he's holding his knee out. He's not injured. Anyway, he's back on his feet again. But he has got a yellow card, Martinelli, which seen a bit of a strange decision. Lacazette's actually got 6 goals in 7 Europa League games this season. That's a pretty good return, isn't it? So there's 7, 8 minutes to go now, and nice and comfortable this, isn't it? So I wasn't expecting to be this relaxed in the 82nd minute. Certainly wasn't last week, was it? When it was 0-0. But yeah, it's been a really good performance from Arsenal, and professional in the second half as well. You know, it would have been easy to have maybe dropped our intensity a bit. We didn't really do that. We've been professional in the second half, got the job done, and even added a 4th goal as well. So can't really have any complaints at all with this performance. We've now won a corner as well. Danny Ceballos, who's had a decent game again, to be fair to him. So can we finally score a 5th goal in a game under Mikel Arteta for the first time? It's going to be Cedric actually taking this corner. It'll be his first involvement actually since he come on. And he is playing left back just to clear that up with Xhaka now back into midfield. So Cedric's going to take this. It's going to be an in-swinging corner from that far side. Goes to far post. El Nenny's underneath it, but he can't do much with that. He's just headed it back and it's gone behind for a goal kick, which is Slavia goal kick wanted to take quickly, but a defender was in his way actually. So instead he's gone short. So Slavia made 4 subs at half time. And yes, they've been slightly better in the second half, but I think a lot of that was down to the fact that we were 3-0 up and we didn't need to press and we didn't need to play on the counter-attack as we had in the first half. So I don't think they can read much into that really. But anyway, we're now coming into the closing stages of this game. There's 5-6 minutes to go. 4-0. Who would have thought that? 5-1 on aggregate. Anyway, Olienka's coming forward for Slavia now. They've got a chance. A shot came in and it hit Olienka, the Slavia player. The shot from his teammate there. I don't think it probably would have gone in, but we haven't managed to get the ball away, but we have now. Danny Ceballos. Oh, he's done well there, actually. Oh, that's a great ball towards Nketiah, but I don't think he's going to get there. Defender comes across. Zimmer. Maybe he needs a Zimmer frame, actually, because he's been given a run around a bit tonight, hasn't he? But the ball's gone back to the goalkeeper now. And the game's now being mainly played at a walking pace, actually, not the sort of intensity you would imagine a European quarter-final would be played at, but then that's to do with how well we played in that first half and how professional we've been in the second half as well. Ender in the chat there said Arsenal are interested in one thing and one thing only, beating racist teams. Well, I don't think that's the only thing we've been interested in. I think getting through to the semi-final as well. But yeah, that's a bonus, isn't it? Obviously, beating the racist as well, which is always nice. And Terry says, I look 10 years older since we went 3-0 up. Never seen you so chilled and relaxed. Well, obviously, yeah, it's comfortable, isn't it? And it's nice to be in that situation. And when I wasn't expecting it, actually. I think we were all feeling a little bit tense before the game, wasn't we? Because there was no way we would have expected this. Absolutely no way. So it's been good. It's been nice to be in this situation. And then it says, we all feel it. Yeah, we do. Yeah, and it's nice. Oh, here we go. Martinelli. Go on, son. Oh, Martinelli scored. He's put it wide. Oh, that would have been a great goal for Martinelli. A solo effort there. Cutting in from the left-hand side. What a great run that was. Right from the touchline, just got the ball. There's one thing on his mind. It was to go past the defender, go towards goal, and he did. He tried to clip it into the far post. Just couldn't quite get enough whip on it to get it in at the far post. He did beat the goalkeeper, but didn't quite come back round enough for him, did it? And it went wide of that post. But that would have been a great way to finish it off, wouldn't it? And that would have been the 5th goal, the first time we've scored 5 in a game, I say, under Mikel Arteta. Doesn't matter, of course. It's just a little statistical thing, which we're probably not going to get too many more opportunities this season. I wouldn't have thought to be 4-0 up and looking for that 5th goal. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Maybe the final. That'll be the time to get 5 goals, won't it, against Man United in the final? That'd be good. Which is in Poland, of course. Gdansk. So. Not sure whether fans will be allowed into that, actually. I know they're obviously trialling it at the games this weekend, aren't they? In the FA Cup semi-final and the League Cup final as well, which is a week after, isn't it? So it'll be interesting to see what happens actually for the Europa League, whether fans will be allowed in or not. But anyway, I'll probably won't be able to travel anyway because I won't have a COVID passport because I'm not getting a vaccine. So there you go. So I won't be able to go anyway, but just wondering if fans will be allowed in because that'll be interesting, won't it, to see that happen. Oh, we're making a sub. Guess who's coming on with 2.5 minutes to go? You never guess. You never guess who's coming on. 2.5 minutes to go. Yes, Balogun. He's coming on. And Pepe's going off. Pepe, of course, got that important first goal, didn't he? Straight after the disallowed one. He's had a decent night, Pepe, actually. Well played to him. Good goal it was as well. Took it really well, didn't he? and that was the important goal that wiped out their away goal, and then that gave us the platform to go on and dominate this game. Anyway, Balogun is finally coming on with 2 minutes to go. Seemed a strange substitution to make at that point in proceedings, but anyway, at least he is getting some minutes on the pitch, which is nice to see. And I believe that's all our sub done now, isn't it? That's the 5, isn't it? So let's see if we can just get Balogun an opportunity. I mean, he has scored twice in the Europa League this season, actually. That was his first involvement there, winning a throw for Arsenal. Of course, just signed his new contract. He must be feeling pleased with life at the moment. And the Arsenal substitutes there. Pepe, who's just gone off, is getting the handshakes off his teammates, Saka and Lacazette in the stands. And Mark's happy there, yes, that Balogun's finally come on. All the best things are worth waiting for, aren't they? But let's see if he can actually have any impact on this game now, very late on. Well, actually, we might have a breakaway here. Oh, Danny Ceballos was almost in, but good defending actually from Slavia Prague. It's not often we said that tonight, is it? And Terry says, Pepe's had 2 good games on the trot. I didn't think he was that great against Sheffield United until he scored, or until he had a part in that second goal, I mean. And then he played quite well. I mean, he was all right against Sheffield United. I thought he was good tonight. I mean, to be fair, his form has improved, hasn't it, over the second half of the season, along with a few other players. And maybe the system and the other players around him with Smith Rowe and Saka in the team, you know, he's played more on the left-hand side, which maybe suits him a bit more as well. And his form certainly got better. He's still a little bit too inconsistent for me in games even. He'll go from doing some great stuff to, you know, having 5 minutes where he can't even control the ball. So he's still got work to do. But yeah, his performances have definitely improved. He's definitely showing a little bit more consistency now on a game-to-game basis at least. And he's obviously scoring some goals as well. I mean, he's got another goal tonight. A good goal it was as well. So good performance from him tonight. And I say he's not the only one, is he? Everybody's played well tonight. There hasn't been a poor performance, has there, from Arsenal? It's been a good all-round performance. We are now into stoppage time. Not sure how much stoppage time there'll be in this second half. Probably 2 or 3 minutes, I would imagine. Only 1, actually. All those substitutions, and they have only got 1 minute of stoppage time. But anyway, it doesn't matter, does it? Because the game's been finished a long, long time ago. So it's not like it matters how much injury time there is going to be. I must admit, I wasn't expecting to be feeling this relaxed at the 90-minute mark. Of course, it was around about this time last week, wasn't it, when there was a meltdown going on when Slavia scored that equaliser. And they've just conceded a free kick. Slavia Prague on the edge of our penalty area. Pablo Mari is the player that's gone down. He was nudged in the back there by the substitute, of course, for Slavia Prague. Anyway, Man United have just got a second goal, an own goal. So that completes their 4-0 aggregate success, which is not quite as impressive as our 5-1 aggregate success, is it? Let's be fair. So, yeah, an all-English final is still on the cards. Let's put it that way. Let's wait and see what happens. And there goes a full-time whistle. It has finished. It has finished here. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 4. Wow. And it's 5-1 on aggregate to Arsenal. Of course, we're into the semi-final. It's our 3rd Europa League semi-final in the last 4 years. And another semi-final, of course, for Mikel Arteta. Of course, his best performance, I believe, as Arsenal manager came in the FA Cup semi-final last year. So let's hope we can repeat a similar performance against Villarreal in a couple of weeks' time. Mark says there 2 clean sheets, whatever next. Well, whatever next could be getting through to a European final, maybe. Hopefully that's coming next. Yeah, I mean, what a great performance that was. Let's just take a minute to just reflect on that, because that was impressive from Arsenal. You know, and it's going to be easy to say, well, Slavia Prague aren't the greatest side in the world. And yes, that's true, but they haven't lost for 38 games domestically. They haven't lost at home for nearly 18 months in any competition against anybody. So that was impressive, that first half from Arsenal. Really good. The tactics were spot on. Our counter-attacks were fast and decisive. We moved the ball quickly. And you have to say that's when we do that, we've looked good in a lot of games. But unfortunately, we haven't done it enough. But that was a good performance there. Arsenal's celebrations on the pitch are nowhere near over the top as Slavia's were last week, even though we've actually got something proper to celebrate, actually getting through, unlike them who celebrated getting a draw as though they'd won. But anyway, it doesn't matter because we've done the job. And Mark says, yeah, we do deserve a lot of credit. So, yeah, we do. I thought that was impressive. That first half in particular was really, really impressive, actually. Slavia players are actually on the pitch clapping the stands. I don't know if there's a few fans in, was there? Maybe on the side where the camera is. But they are applauding the fans. So maybe there was a few fans in the ground for them in the stand where the camera is, so we couldn't see them. But anyway, doesn't matter. Didn't make any difference, did it, to the performance from Arsenal's point of view? Really, really impressive that was. I don't think I can stress enough how impressive that was from start to finish. We were clinical in the first half when we needed to be, and then we just managed the game really well in the second half, and even added another goal that we didn't even need, which was nice to see. But yeah, all round really good performance that was from Arsenal. All the players from 1 to 11, even the subs that come on a bit late, most of them, but anyway, all of them put in a performance tonight there that was really, really impressive. Everybody there put a shift in. We showed quality as well, and really, really good management of the game, which was great to see after the criticism that they received last week. And it was great that maybe they took that on board, and that was impressive tonight. That was that 10-minute spell where this game was decided, wasn't it, in that first half, where Smith Rowe scored and it was disallowed for offside. Then Pepe scored. Then we got a penalty which Lacazette scored, and then Saka got a brilliant goal as well to make it 3-0, and that was basically game over, wasn't it? And I say it was just managing the game after that, which we did in impressive fashion, and even added a fourth goal in the second half with Lacazette's second of the night. Then the players were taken off and rested, and yeah, it was good to see everything. I say the only maybe complaints I had is that Aziz didn't come on, and maybe Balogun came on too late, but we can't worry about that. Anyway, the first leg's away on the 29th of April. That's 2 weeks' time, isn't it? So that's going to be the first leg away, which maybe might suit us better actually. And then the second leg at the Emirates, hopefully we can get a couple of away goals, and then that will put us in good frame of mind, won't it? Terry in the chat says, great show again, much appreciated. Hit the like tats before you go. Richard has worked hard. A little, like say, no, I mean, Terry, obviously, your support of the channel really appreciated. You others as well. Obviously, Mark has been in the chat tonight. Shane as well. Lots of people that are giving me a lot of support actually for the channel, which is great. And I love doing it. And it's great when guys like you enjoy it as well. It makes it even better. So yeah, I mean, it's thanks to you guys that make this what it is really. And yeah, for tuning in, for coming in the comments and everything like that. So it is really appreciated. But yeah, so please give it a like if you haven't done so. I know most of you guys in the chat have already subscribed, but if there is anybody out there that hasn't, please click the subscribe as well. It just helps the channel to grow. It's down in the corner there somewhere, isn't it? The subscribe button. I think you'll find it's about there. So just give that a little click as well if you haven't done so already. And yeah, what a great night it's been. A nice relaxed night. We didn't need to get stressed. We could be nice and calm and enjoy watching Arsenal for a change. It hasn't been often this season we've been able to do that, is it? So just really enjoyed that, make the most of it as well. So thanks to you guys for tuning in. Ender as well in the chat. Thanks, Ender, for watching as well. Always appreciate it. Always appreciate your support as well. And he says bed now, likes off the Dublin. Well, good. We'll enjoy Dublin in the morning. I'm sure that'll be good. Hopefully the weather will be nice as well for you. And I'm sure you'll be able to go with a smile on your face now following that performance. Indeed, a sweet dreams night. Indeed, it will be, won't it? Sweet dreams, some of them goals as they were going in. Brilliant performance from Arsenal. And I say, makes a change that we can all enjoy a game, doesn't it? Actually, without, I say, all the stresses and strains. What I'll do is I'll have a quick look on Twitter before we go. And Ender says it's work. Oh, it's work, is it? Well, that's no fun, is it? You can't have fun if you're at work. But anyway, hopefully the weather will be nice. Anyway, let's see what's going on Twitter. Anything nice going on? I'm sure there will be a good few positive comments. Apparently, some rumours that Aubameyang's got malaria. I'm not quite sure if that's true, but anyway, let's hope it isn't, because that wouldn't be very nice, would it? Just everybody really just happy, really, which is always nice to see.
Betting can add a little excitement to any sporting event, and only if it's done safely, responsibly, and within our means.
But yeah, it's all just positive stuff, all positive stuff, which is what we like to see on Twitter, because there's enough negativity out there already, isn't there, as we know. So Ender's working in Dublin tomorrow. Well, I hope that goes well for you, mate, and you have a good day. And I say, I'm sure you'll be gaining with a smile on your face tomorrow. I know I certainly will be, without a shadow of a doubt. Probably be smiling for at least for 2 weeks anyway, until the semi-final comes around, and let's hope that we can put Unai Emery back in his place, really, where I think he deserves to be. Now, I know that on the Red Cannon channel tonight, actually, there's a phone-in where people can go on to give thoughts on the game. I might pop over there, actually, if there's an opportunity to get on, have a chat to Scott over there and the guys, which would be really good. So I might pop over there now. So thanks to all you guys for watching tonight, everyone in the chat, obviously, Ender, Mark, C, Terry, of course, as always. And I say Phil was in earlier as well. Great to see you again, Phil. Shane, of course, as well. Hussein is back again. James Payne as well. I know he's over on the Red Cannon channel as well, so please check that out. I say there is a phone-in show there, so if you want to get on and give your thoughts on this game, nip over there and you'll be able to get on and speak to Shane. And I'm going to try and get on there as well. I'll see how busy it is. If it's all right for the next 10 minutes, I might jump on there and go from there. So yeah, so thanks to all you guys, I say, for your support. Thanks for watching. I'll be doing a review video of this game tomorrow. That will go out probably not till the afternoon. I'm busy tomorrow morning. I won't get a chance to do it. And then hopefully tomorrow night I can get a Fulham fan on still. I'm still looking for a Fulham fan to come on. And he's put something there that I don't understand, but I'm sure it's nice. So thank you for that. So yeah, I'll be doing the review video tomorrow, and then hopefully tomorrow night I can get a Fulham fan on for the warm-up show. Otherwise, me and Melvin will go through it as usual, which will be fun. That'll probably be about 7:30. I haven't confirmed it yet, but I'll put links on Twitter. So please stay tuned for that. And then Sunday, I think I can do a watch-along, actually, of the Fulham game. I should be home just about in time for kickoff for that one. I'm working in the morning, but I should be back for that, hopefully. So I should get a watch-along done of that. But I might do a fan cam show afterwards. So those coming up. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe. I know most of you have anyway. I say stay tuned because loads coming up. And of course, as always, just want to thank everyone for watching, and also thanks to Arsenal and Mikel Arteta tonight for a great performance. Really enjoyed that, and hopefully there's at least 2 or 3 more to come in this competition between now and the end of the season as we move on, hopefully to what could be a fantastic finish to what's been a difficult season. So let's enjoy it while we can. It's been a great night. It's finished here. Slavia Prague 0, Arsenal 4. Arsenal through to the semi-final of the Europa League, 5-1 on aggregate. Fantastic stuff. So brilliant performance from everybody. Really enjoyed that. I'm sure you did as well. Look forward to the next one. I say stay tuned. I'll probably see you on the show tomorrow night, and look out for the review video coming out tomorrow afternoon as well. In the meantime, of course, as always, come on, you Gunners, semi-final. Let's do it.